let the veteran Lefty Drizel. Lefty Drizel. You see those career wins, 8th best amongst all Division I coaches.
And don't forget, with all those wins, there were so many years that only one team per conference could go to the NCAA. If things had been the way they are now, a lot more NCAA tournament appearances. We always have a lot of great teams, but if you didn't win your tournament, you didn't go way back then.
Georgia State with the first possession and the first basket. Jared Hill. Georgia State strikes first. Samford. They're wearing the road blues. They're the 3 seed in this tournament. See a lot of weaving from Samford. Key players, Reed Rawlings with the left hand, rolled off the rim, rebound. Knocks off Chenard Long. He's able to track down the loose ball.
And Jimmy Tillett has made a change in his starting lineup, starting Derek Jones today. He'd been starting Boyd Kaiser in that role, and he goes with a little more athleticism. We're getting Derek Jones into the game, and Georgia State breaks out on top. 2 quick baskets from Jared Hill.
Yeah, he's got 4-0. Georgia State lead. Mark Salyers, number 22. Keep your eye on him. We talked about Mario Lopez. He's going to get this offense started.
And remember what Coach Richard Williams told us, a little bit different from Princeton, a lot more dribble penetration. Derek Jones trying to get inside, kicking it back out for a 3 from Reed Rawlings. He knocks it down.
37% from the 3 is Rawlings. 10th in the TAC with 13.5 points per game. Samford's on the board.
Both teams playing man-to-man in the half court. That's another thing. You think about a team like the Samford, you hear all the time, a lot of complexity, patterns cutting. You think a zone defensive team? No, this team really plays man-to-man more than anything else. They'll play some zone on out of bounds underneath the basket.
Chenard Long 3, in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Derek Jones. Samford can take its first lead.
Enjoy watching the motion from the Samford team. You're watching off the ball. A lot of different cutters, guys getting to different positions. They'll hand the ball off or handoffs like that. They'll fake the handoff, try and go inside. They'd love to set solid screens for shooters to dunk behind. And Mario Lopez had a chance to either use that screen or take the drive to the basket. He drove, ended up picking up the foul.
First foul of this contest. And it's picked up by Georgia State's Kevin Morris. Will Daniel, entry pass too high for Mark Salyers, turnover for Samford. Salyers, the pass from Will Daniel, 10.8 points per game. Good shot blocker is Daniel, 7th in the conference. 4-3 Georgia State, and with the basketball. Morris finds Reese, good outside shooter is Reese.
This is Georgia State, too. They're not averse to setting screens for their guys trying to get open, trying to set up a stack down low, trying to pop out a shooter. Jared Hill gets inside, picks up the foul from Reed Rawlings.
See a pattern here going into Jared Hill?
Yeah, you know, it's a nice one, too, because they want to make Mark Salyers work. Reed Rawlings gets the foul, reaching in on the slap. They want Mark Salyers to work a little bit on defense because they don't want him to be as fresh on the offensive end.
Jared Hill, that's what he did in the victory over Florida Atlantic. He makes the free throw. He has all 5 of Georgia State's points.
Because Jared Hill is not the guy that you think of scoring a lot of points. Neither he nor Torquin Gresham. They're usually used for setting screens and picking up the garbage off of the rim, because they are a perimeter-driven team, Georgia State, with a 3-headed lineup with Chenard Long and Kevin Morris and Anton Reese.
6-3. Georgia State leads Samford in the early going, semifinal game number 2. Traveling. Reed Rawlings picked up the pivot foot.
Both teams a little bit tight. You know, it's normal. Semifinals, they know the big prize awaits out there, the chance to go to the NCAA tournament, chance to play for that tomorrow. Both teams coming at each other. They split the 2 games they played this year. Both teams winning on the other's home court.
Yep. Inside, Hill missed the shots. Salyers may have changed it. It really was. Kevin Morris is the point guard for Georgia State, number 13, out of New York, and played at Georgia Tech. More on him as this game goes on.
Yeah, he was the starting point guard as a freshman for Georgia Tech. Started 23 of the 27 games.
Tough shot by Salyers. He'll get to the free throw line. Chenard Long picks up his first personal.
The tough part about playing teams such as Samford is having the patience on defense. When a guy cuts through and doesn't get the ball immediately, you think he's maybe passed through. You see Salyers getting the ball inside, picking up the foul and going to the free throw line. But a lot of times guys will pass through as cutters. If you turn your head and think, well, he's not going to get the ball in that rotation, they have the patience to wait and hit the guy who comes open. That's what happened yesterday for Mario Lopez. Point guard normally goes through the lane, Andrew, and then exits to either side of the court. Yesterday, Lopez was going through. The guy would turn his head. He'd wait and catch the ball and lay it up. That's how he got about 4 baskets yesterday.
Salyers makes both free throws. The junior from Owensboro, Kentucky. 6-5, Georgia State with the lead in the basketball. There's the point guard, Morris, for Georgia State. Anton Reese is fouled. Picking up that foul, Derek Jones.
You mentioned Owensboro, Kentucky for Salyers. They don't play very much basketball in that part of the country, do they?
Not at all.
Don't take their basketball very seriously. He went to Apollo High School, the same high school as Rex Chapman, who, you know, you still say that name back in Owensboro, where his dad was a longtime coach, too. And a tone of reverence comes up.
Rex Feltman. Just 2 years at Kentucky.
Just 2 years.
Drafted by the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes, the boy king, as they called him.
6-5, Georgia State. Shenard Long.
Yeah, Samford's getting at him in the half court. They're going to defend the perimeter. They know that Georgia State likes to shoot the three just as they do. So they come out a little bit higher. That time, Anton Reese puts it on the floor, gets inside with a little short jump hook.
5th in the conference at 16 points per game, Anton Reese. And I believe we've got a clock problem. Yeah, shot clock has to be back on 34, 31 seconds.
Alert officiating, another great crew here for the TAC tournament. There's Jimmy Tollett on the side. I'll tell you one thing, intensity is his middle name, Jimmy Tollett. The man can flat out coach it.
His learning prowess. Rawlings up top, misses the 3. Offensive rebound and the putback, no good. Strong rebound by Shenard Long. But talking about Jimmy Tollett with Richard Williams, and we talked with him in between games and sat next to John Brady here at Samford. John Brady now with LSU and doing a great job with Louisiana State.
He was John Brady's top assistant and moved into the role. And the previous athletic director said, we need continuity in our program. We're not going to find anyone better. And boy, did he turn out to be a prophet. Absolutely. Jimmy Tollett led them to the first NCAA tournament ever in Samford's history. So, you know, tied a school record for victories. They've just done a great job under him. He really knows how to coach.
Anton Reese nails the 3, 4th in the conference at 43%, 11-5 Georgia State. Mario Lopez, and as Rawlings trying to get through the lane, Jared Hill picks up his first personal.
That's something you're going to see a little bit of in this ball game. The bigger guys trying to chip off and take out these guys who are coming down the lane after the screen. You have to be careful about fouling if you're Georgia State. You don't want to pick up too many.
Anton Reese nails the 3. 5 in the early going, and Georgia State has an 11-5 lead. Tournament time. Here comes a championship segue. Phil Cunningham.
Yeah, you see him in the middle there in the brown suit. He played for Rex Chapman's father, Wayne, at Kentucky Wesleyan, a member of the 1987 national champions. Now, Phil transferred out because he wanted to play for another great coach, his father at Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Turnover for Georgia State. Shenard Long went with the crossover and kicks back out to Kevin Morris. Morris has Lopez on him. Shot clock just now at 15 seconds. Anton Reese already has 1-3. Drives in the lane. High floater off the glass.
Great shot by Anton Reese getting in the lane. And it wasn't as if Mark Salyers or Reed Rawlings had far to go. They were packed inside the lane and saw him coming. Didn't want to foul. Salyers tried to change the shot. Anton Reese high over him and softly kissing off the glass for a buck.
8-point lead now for Georgia State. Salyers kicks. Jumper from the right side is off the mark. Shenard Long ripped down that rebound. Off from Jones miss. Reese has 7 points in this first half. Morris, 3, missed it. Rebound Salyers. And on the rebound, a foul. And they're going to get Samford's Will Daniel with his second personal.
Samford is not all that deep. They usually use about an 8-man rotation and don't like to go, you know, they really don't go much deeper in that. They're redshirting 2 players this year that they could have utilized. You know, the calculated gamble by Jimmy Tollett, and so far it's paying off well for them.
Chris Weaver, number 20, who's guarding Jared Hill. checks into the game, and he'll pick up Kevin Morris.
He's not a bad guy to come into the game. He made the All-TAC tournament team last year at 20 points in the championship game against UCF.
Reese cut off by Weaver. Cross court to Morris. Chenard long. Reese, another three. Got it. Man, and for Anton Reese.
Samford had been playing that man-to-man. That turned into a zone on the out-of-bounds play. You know, the Jimmy Tillett would go to a 2-3 zone, but no one was able to get out and tag Anton Reese, and he had an open shot.
There's a mistake. Rawlings, back to Derek Jones. Trying to drive on Corcoran Gresham, he can't. 15 on the shot clock. And down low, Anton Reese got caught with Mark Salyers.
And what is Georgia State's game plan defensively? What they need to do is take away the backdoor cuts that Samford is so famous for. You talk about the Princeton offense. That's what that offense does for you. It opens up passing lanes. You get backdoor cuts and layups. Lefty Drizel, in their victory, had taught his team to take away the backdoor cut. They only gave up one backdoor cut in their win against Samford. When they lost to them, they gave up more than that. Take away the backdoor cut, defend hard on the perimeter, put more pressure on their three-point shooters. That's Georgia State's strategy on defense.
Salyers drives and hits. Mark Salyers has 4. He has 4. Rawlings has 3. Those are the 7 points for Samford. Georgia State leads by 9. Reese with a spin, ran into Rawlings. Turnover, stolen by Weaver. To Salyers.
That was just beautiful. The execution of the called set from the bench by Jimmy Tillett. Salyers came up high. Looked like he was going to go with the handoff or the fake handoff move. Ball flashed back up to the top. Salyers got lost on a back screen. Coming down through the lane, threw down the dunk.
4 straight points for Samford. Cuts an 11-point deficit to 7. Kevin Morris behind the back in the lane. Anton Reese. He shakes, traveled. All because Derek Jones was in his face and Reese could not shake the Samford defender.
See Salyers kicking it back to the top. Fake like he was going to set the screen and then drop down. The defender behind him didn't talk very well. He was wide open. Lopez on the back trying to cut through the lane there. Handles the ball, brings it back out to the top.
Reese has slapped that ball free after that backdoor cut. Derek Jones is going to take a 3 straight away and hits. Derek Jones, 40% from beyond the arc.
It was really difficult for a team is when you play anyone, usually there are 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that you have to be aware of shooting the basketball from three-point range. When you play Samford, all 5 of them are capable of doing it. Any 5 that are on the court are capable of knocking down that three-point shot.
7 straight points scored by Samford and a chance for more. Rawlings has Jones up ahead. Bounces to him. Pass Morris, lays it in. Lefty's seen enough. Georgia State timeout after being up 16-5. 9 straight points by Jimmy Tillett's crew has cut Georgia State's lead to 2.
Where does courage begin? In the body, the mind?
9 straight points, but it's the defense king Samford's offense.
You always talk about the complexity of their offensive system. It doesn't work unless you play defense. And that play there, you see coming down, Chris Weaver knocking the ball away, leading to a run out. Reed Rawlings, sweet passing big man, getting it to Derek Jones on the break for the layup. As you mentioned, look at 1 for 5 to start off, 4 for 4 in the last 4 attempts. Got them right back in this ball game, cut that deficit to 2.
It also has been good for Samford on the defensive end, getting the help defense. When we get that, makes it a little bit easier.
When you run that complex offensive system, you have to rely on your teammates. It does translate well on the defensive end. Guys talk, guys know where everyone is, and know how to help each other.
Bernard Long's first bucket is a beaut.
Of course, when you step inside and make a great athletic play like that, doesn't matter how much help you have. That's just a big-time play by Bernard Long.
Stops a 9-0 run for Samford. Long's first 2 points, coming off a 20-point effort in a win over Florida Atlantic last night.
Boyd Kaiser into the ball game, number 50 for Samford. He's not a big-time offensive threat, but he knows how to play this system well, sets a lot of great screens, and passes the ball.
Salyers with the basketball, 9 on the shot clock. Kaiser has the basketball as the shot clock hits 5. Lopez Rawlings for three with a hand in his face. Long with another rebound.
That's a big victory for Georgia State, being able to stay with the Samford system, forcing them into a shot they did not want to take. Usually Samford is dictating to the defense the kind of shots that they want to get.
Morris into the lane, finds DJ Wootson, who has checked in. Wootson in the paint, took an extra step. Wootson with the travel. Georgia State has a 4-point lead with 10 minutes, 41 seconds to play in the first half of semifinal game number 2, the 2000 Bank of America TAC Championship. 14, Georgia State leads Samford, second of our semifinal games. It would be one thing if you just say, okay, Lefty Drizel's led Georgia State, first coach to have 3 straight winning seasons. Winning is all Lefty Drizel has done in his 38-year career.
Yeah, what an unbelievable record. Look at that at Davidson, 2 or 3 NCAA appearances there. Maryland, 6 or 7 NCAA appearances, 1 with James Madison, and now trying to get Georgia State there to become the only the second coach to take 4 separate teams, 4 separate institutions to the NCAA tournament, Eddie Sutton being the other one.
18-14, Georgia State with the lead. Samford has the basketball. Mark Salyers taken away by Shenard Long. Can he outrace Weaver? He does, and slams it home. Well, we talk about defense keying offense. The long steals led to the long dunk.
And one of the few times the Samford system didn't work because you have to talk to your teammates when someone's behind you. That play happened so suddenly. It was tough for the Samford kids to let Mark Salyers know that Shenard Long was there.
Kaiser finds Rawlings into the paint, kicks to Chris Weaver for 3. Short and up and over the backboard. Georgia State basketball. Lefty's club has scored 4 straight points to extend the lead to 6.
Excellent intensity in this ball game for these two teams. It's been clean intensity, nothing cheap. Everybody going at it as hard as they can. The good thing is both teams know each other so well. There's a healthy respect. You know, both of them know that their systems work. Both of them trying to get to the same goal. You don't have a lot of chippiness going on, which is nice to see in a game with this much intensity.
Good shooting in the early going, especially for Georgia State. 8-12. Weaver finds Lopez, steps inside the arc, now all the way down the lane with the left hand.
And again, Lopez stepping out, able to use the screen by Salyers. Again, you're able to either use it as a solid screen to take your 3, or you take it and move with it and use it to drive. And he did that one and ended up bypassing 2 people going to the basket for the left-handed layup.
Shenard Long still has his dribble, uses it. 6'5" junior, originally from Decatur.
Watching the Samford post players in the inside. Kaiser, number 50, Salyers, number 22, all trying to stay inside the lane and looking for the cutters, being able to try to turn and help in case someone drives.
In and out, no good. Offensive rebound by Lydell Gunsby. He missed on the follow. Samford with good defense there. Shot clock was winding down. 8.5 minutes to play. Rawlings with the left hand.
Excellent drive by Reed Rawlings, recognizing that he had the opportunity to go to the basket, and it sure is nice to see how many guys are able to use their offhand. You know, as people talk about that being a lost art, guys have quit doing that because they were so athletically skilled. They always thought they could use their strong hand. Being able to use the left hand helped Reed Rawlings make that shot.
Shenard Long on talent. What a shot right there off balance by Shenard.
You can go back to what Richard Williams told us between games. You know, Samford can hang in there the whole way. Georgia State has a few more athletes, and if they play to the best of their ability, sometimes those athletes make better plays. It happens like that. We got a long way to go to see how it turns out.
Salyers 3, in and out, no good, and the shortest guy on the floor comes up with the rebound. DJ Wootson. It's Kevin Morris. Morris back to Wootson. Weaver gets him defensively. Georgia State with the basketball, leading by 4. 7.5 minutes to play. Long on the baseline. Reverses into the lane. Foul before he got into the paint. Or lack of paint, as the case may be.
Jimmy Tillett coming off the bench to tell his team to collapse inside when these guys drive to the basket. Collapse, be a help team defense.
Samford down by 4 to Georgia State. Winner advances to the tournament finals tomorrow afternoon. Kirk Spiro on the left of your screen, very interested. His UCF Golden Knights are in the finals tomorrow afternoon. He'll play Samford or Georgia State.
Yeah, he and his whole staff are seated courtside watching this game. Usually an assistant coach is assigned to scout each team, but when you're playing for the conference final, head coach wants to get a little scouting in too.
Kirk with an opportunity to go back to the NCAA tournament for the third time. In the paint, Gunsby off the glass, no good, gets his own rebound, fakes, goes back up strong, draws the foul. Lydell Gunsby, 6'7" junior out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
And a military veteran. I believe he was U.S. Army. Came back, went to junior college, transferred in, I think, from Atlanta Metro. And he's been a valuable addition because Donnie Davis, the key player for them, has a badly sprained ankle. And they're not sure he's able to go, so Lydell Gunsby's minutes have gone up as time has gone on since Donnie Davis has been hurt.
So the Army, that takes care of the guns.
Oh, that takes care of it. I'll tell you what, three hots a day, and all the work they do. Now he shows a nice touch from the free throw line. A little bit better than he showed underneath trying to make those layups.
You know, he's only 33% coming in. He was 6 of 18 in the regular season.
So what, in big games, some of the most unlikely guys step up and make big plays.
See how you can be. 7 minutes to play in the first. Georgia State by 6. Salyers, right block. He's going to throw a hook and hits. 8 for Salyers.
I thought no one shot that shot anymore. What great fundamentals.
It's like headbands. It's coming back.
Well, I like the hook coming back. They can keep the headbands. All right, it's just my own personal opinion on the whole thing.
Cliff Robinson's going to be hurt.
That was a beautiful move Salyers made in the post, though, turning, knocking down that hook. It's obvious that that's not a shot he just decided to shoot just there. You can tell that he spent a lot of time working on it.
Brad Gardy's not doing anything late, so maybe he taught him.
Maybe he taught him. Why not?
Worked for him in Carolina. Long three, Reese. Missed. Gresham trying to track down the loose ball. He can't. Boyd Kaiser collects it in.
Good block out by Kaiser, and then he was able to beat Gresham to the ball.
Georgia State by 4. Samford with the basketball. Spin move. Gresham just crushes Salyers. And hitting the deck is Gunsby as well. Gresham, third in the league in blocks. He's going to pick up the foul here.
And this is a very hard foul, too. He reached on the slap and came over the top. What I liked about this was Salyers just turned, got the call. You see him on a nice spin move, doesn't shuffle the feet. Very hard foul. This could have escalated into something else, and it didn't. Salyers walked away from the play, made sure he got the foul. He knows he can hurt him more by knocking down 2 free throws.
7th in the conference from the line is Salyers as he makes the first free throw. In a way, though, is that Gresham's way of saying, if you're going to come in here, you're going to have to go past me?
Well, you know, when you get to tournament time, you hear it all the time in the NBA and the NCAAs, it turns into more of a half-court game, and you don't want anyone, no layups. It's always the mantra, no layups. When they come in there, make them earn it from the line, make them think twice about coming in there. I tell you this, though, you're not going to discourage Mark Salyers or Reed Rollins or any of those Samford guys from going in there. They're as tough as they come, just as the Georgia State kids are.
Salyers is in double figures with 10. 2-point game. Reach into Gresham. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 20. Gresham pumps fakes over Salyers and hits. First 2 for Gresham.
That was one of those ones where weight room and body really worked well for Torque and Gresham. Made a nice move down low. Salyers was with him the whole way, but he used his body to bump off of him and able to weigh it in.
Salyers with the left hand. A push on Gresham, and that's the second personal that the Georgia State center picks up very quickly.
Remember what I said earlier, Georgia State's big guys have to be careful about picking up so many fouls on the interior. They're not as deep as they normally are because Donnie Davis's ankle is very iffy. They'd like to get through without playing him if at all possible.
Shenard Long sits down for the first time. Boyd Kaiser sits for Samford. Jared Hill, who scored the first 4 points of the game for Georgia State, replaces Lydell Gunsby. Nope. Not Gunsby. Gresham.
Took a while to sort it out, but they got it right.
Inbound to Reed Rawlings. Mario Lopez. Salyers up top for 3. Got it. Salyers has 13.
We saw Scott Emerson in the last ball game able to go inside and outside. Mark Salyers and Reed Rawlings are what Scott Emerson is going to become because they can put the ball on the floor better right now. They know how to step out on the perimeter and make a better pass. Just wait to see Scott Emerson. If he learned from guys like that, he'll have that type of a game too. Salyers, we've seen him inside. We saw him step out and knock down the three.
Once again, Georgia State goes into Jared Hill, draws a foul, and he goes to the line. Next team foul for both during the penalty. Actually, Samford, already team foul on Reed Rawlings' second personal, puts Georgia State in the bonus. And Jared Hill is perfect from the line. He's 3 for 3. He's got 7 points.
Here's comes Donnie Davis into the ball game. Looks like he's going to give that ankle a try, see how he feels. They were able to get through last night without having to use him at all. But tonight, with the way things are going, they want to get him out there early and see if he's able to go.
He had averaged 10 points in the 2 games against Samford, did Donnie Davis. Hill hits both. He's got 8 points, and Georgia State's lead is 3. 5 minutes to play. First half, semifinal game number 2. Backdoor cut, Mario Lopez. He beat Wilson.
And there was no screen on that play. That was just simply realizing his defender had turned his head, just went back door. But the key to it all, two keys. Lopez recognizing going back door, and a great bounce pass by Derek Jones. Got it through traffic, able for Lopez to get it and make the layup.
Down to Jared Hill, blocked by Salyers. Samford can take the lead. 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Salyers fakes the 3, continues to the baseline. Tries to get by Davis, who picks up a foul. Salyers will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
You called him faking the 3 from out top, and then when he put it on the floor to go with the dribble, another Samford player came from the other side. He faked the handoff and still went baseline. Salyers on the inside, blocking Hill's shot at the basket, and it was picked up, and then it came the other way. And you see Derek Jones with a great bounce pass. He had to bounce it through there because DJ Wootson, he wasn't in as bad position as one would have thought. If that wasn't an excellent bounce pass, Wootson was in the passing lane, had a chance to get his hand on the ball. Beautiful pass by Jones to Lopez for the layup.
Salyers can give Samford the lead. He's got to hit the first in the 1-and-1 and get the bonus. He does that. Salyers 5 for 5 from the line. 14 points in the first half.
So when you look at this graphic here, we talked about all the different things. You see the total possessions. Those are the 10 dribble penetrations that Richard Williams, the former coach of Mississippi State, talked about. 16 half-court sets, 2 backdoor cuts, which is a good number for Georgia State. Not that many. 3 high-screen sets. It's amazing the type of statistics that you have to keep when you're playing a team like Samford. When you watch a team like Samford, ordinarily keep points, rebounds, assists, block shots. We're doing backdoor screens and high screen set. A little bit different for our stat crew. They're doing a great job keeping track of all of it.
We are all even for the first time since the start of this game. Out of bounds. Stays Georgia State basketball. 3 minutes, 59 seconds to play. Mark Salyers, he has 14 points in the first half. Samford and Georgia State all even at 28. Semifinal game number 2 from Jacksonville.
Where does courage
28, 3:59 to play in our first half. And before the inbound, we'll catch Derek Jones with his second personal foul. Coming up in our Franklin halftime report, very proud commissioner of the Trans-America Athletic Conference, Bill Bibb. We'll talk with Charles Davis. We'll have stats and analysis. We'll take a look at highlights from this first half of play. Bill Bibb know anything about winning?
Yeah, he knows a thing or two. He knows a little bit about the big dance, having taken the Mercer Bears there on multiple occasions. I'd say the commissioner knows a little bit about this time of year.
Terrific man. Terrific man, Bill Bibb.
And you're right about being proud. He's got a lot to be proud about with this league. It's been a great tournament, been another great season with the TAC. Tell you what, you get the wrong matchup, they can sting you. Samford has already beaten this year St. John's and Alabama at Alabama. That's why those majors, those universities, they don't schedule Samford. You don't schedule those teams because it doesn't do you any good. So you're way offending, and it's a great win for a team like Samford.
Samford's first lead on the Lopez 3, 31-30 Bulldogs. 3:40 to play. Anton Reese back in.
Look at the intensity, Andrew. They are really getting at each other. And they tell you, when you score and you take the lead, you really feel great about the whole thing. And next time down, Samford, everyone was down in defensive position, ready to get a stop, and they were able to come up with another steal.
Kaiser, Gabe Skipper, hands off. Derek Jones, top of the key for three. In and out, no good. Not a good look.
An excellent look. It may have missed the shot, but you see the fundamentals there, the way they set the screen, squared up in the triple threat position. We're seeing it from both sides tonight. That's what's been so much fun about this game. Everyone knows how to play the game of basketball on the court.
Especially this man, Shenard Long, in the lane, off the glass. Georgia State regains the lead. 10 for Shenard Long.
Strong, Andrews, just strong, very physical player. Got into the lane, absorbed a bump from 2 or 3 guys, and still threw it in softly off the glass. Tried Hill. Thought he had a cutter.
Great pass.
Thought he had a cutter. But I tell you what, great effort by him getting into the passing lane and causing the steal to begin with. Just didn't have the guy there to accompany him. He was solo and thought he had a partner. See him stepping out, making the steal. I think he thought Kevin Morris or someone was coming down the lane to pick up the basketball. No one there, but doesn't take away the effort that he gave.
Weaver, right side. Derek Jones. Weaver again, back to Jones. Fight for the ball on the floor. Jones, just too strong. Largest lead for Georgia State was 11. Samford has fought their way back. Jones in and out again. Skippola had an offensive rebound, lost control. Kevin Morris took it away. 1-point lead for Georgia State and a carry on Kevin Morris. He thought he was going to give it off to Shenard Long, and the hesitation caused the turnover.
Not a call you see very often, but I think it was a good one. Just what you said, Andrew. Thought he had someone he's going to throw the ball to. Got a little hesitation. Ball got up there. Yeah, good call by the official. Because remember, they've increased the emphasis on that play the last 2 years in the NCAA on palming the basketball. And that was a good call.
Has Iverson been gone that long?
The thing about him, he's so fast with you can't catch it 3/4 of the time.
Weaver weaves through the defense. First 2 of the game for Chris Weaver. Samford regains the lead. Again, they were down 11 in this first half. Now with a 1-point lead. Gunsby. Georgia State back in front.
Excellent look by Kevin Morris getting to the inside of that defense. Getting down into the painted area, finding Lydell Gunsby, laying it up. Beautiful hands by Long.
Stolen up ahead to Anton Reese. Reese with the lay-in.
Go back a few minutes when we talked about Georgia State's strategy, take away the backdoor cut. And that time they got into the lane, used their athleticism in their hands. One thing about Georgia State, they can go out on the perimeter and guard that 3, but they also can scramble and recover back into the interior. When you have that kind of athleticism, that hurts a team like Samford because that's what their whole offense is predicated on. That time they got the ball inside the Salyers, he broke down the defense on the draw, kicked it back out. Kaiser with the 3-point shot.
We are tied at 36 with 45 seconds to play. What a first half of basketball.
What's the expression, Andrew? Game on?
Game on.
Game is on.
wrong sport, but still works.
It's still applicable here.
Absolutely. Morris to give Georgia State the lead. In and out, no good. Rebound Samford. Last shot for the Bulldogs. And a chance to take the lead at the break.
Called set from the bench by Jimmy Tillett. Everyone out high looking for the cutters. You turn your head, they'll try and go back door.
10 seconds. Salyers in the lane. Spins. Hits off the glass. 16 first half points for Salyers. Morris not good at the buzzer as it clanged off the front rim, but he got the shot a little too late. Lefty Drizel's team led for most of that second half, but Georgia State at the break is down by 2 to Jimmy Tillett's crew. Samford 38 and Georgia State 36. What a first half of basketball in semifinal game number 2 of the Trans-America Athletic Conference Championship in Jacksonville. Great first half. Stay with us.
Come. Samford leading by 2 at the half. And when we come back, my partner Andrew Monaco has joined me again for stats and highlights. Don't touch that dial.
First half of this one, Samford 2-point lead in an entertaining first half of basketball.
And Anton Reese got things going early for Georgia State, knocking down a 3 from the wing. And then Shenard Long with the steal on the backside from Mark Salyers. Goes to the other end with the run out and dunk. but not everything went Georgia State's way. Coming from the backside, there's the steal, and Reed Rawlings with excellent bounce pass to Derek Jones on the break as Samford clawed their way back into the ballgame after being down 11 points. Nice entry pass, and Mark Salyers down in the post, showing the old hook. Just like they do it in the old days. And then Samford to complete their comeback. Mario Lopez, their heady point guard, knocking down a 3 from NBA range. Excellent first half.
Lefty Driesell talked with his crew at the half. Down by 2 are the Georgia State Panthers. Samford takes the 2-point lead into the second half. Numbers when we return to Jacksonville, Florida. The shooting.
Yeah, usually you come out in these games and teams are a little bit tight and the shooting percentage tends to suffer. Not in this one. 61% for Samford, 57% for Georgia State. 3-point field goals, there's the advantage for Samford. 5 of 12 as opposed to 2 of 7 for Georgia State. Rebounding advantage goes to Georgia State. It's going to be a heck of a second half. Georgia State pounding the ball into the paint a lot more than people may have expected. We talked about Samford's offense, total possessions 28. The dribble penetrations that Coach Richard Williams, the former coach of Mississippi State, alluded to in between games, 12 of those. But the backdoor cuts, only 3. And that's a good stat for Georgia State. Not as good a stat for Samford.
Mark Salyers, 16 points on 5 of 6 from the floor. He's also 5 of 6 from the line. And on the first possession, Torquin Gresham's going to pick up his 3rd. Georgia State down by 2. Samford with the first possession in the second half. Trying to get back to the title game and defend their TAC championship. Oh, hello, Mark Salyers.
That was pretty in the way that it was set up. Pass to the wing, everyone shifts up high, meaning all the big guys move out of the painted area, or at least move up higher to give Salyers some room, try and set some screens. He rolled off of a double screen situation, caught the ball high on the alley-oop and dunked it.
Turnover for Georgia State. Samford with its largest lead now at 4, looking to increase that on this possession. Lopez inside the arc to the baseline. Salyers for 3. Got it. Mark Salyers' second 3, 21 for the junior.
Playing an excellent game, and right now, all of the Samford team is into this ball game. Now, obviously, they've been in it the whole way, but they've come out of the second half as they ended the first half, charging.
Reese to answer for 3, and he does. Anton Reese has 15 for Georgia State.
Nothing like having veterans on the floor, Andrew. Guys who know, hey, there's a long way to go in the second half. A couple of quick hoops are not going to discourage us. Anton Reese with a big answer.
Baseline, Salyers missed it. Chenard Long with the rebound. It's Kevin Morris. Morris cut off, lost the basketball. Stolen by Derek Jones. Jones bounce to Lopez, lays it in.
Great job by Samford, the steal by Jones, but then the Samford players filling lanes, getting enough spacing so that one guy can't guard 2. That happens a lot on those runouts. Guys get too close together, one defender can guard 2. They didn't allow that to happen. They got the spacing so that Jones could make the nice bounce pass, enough space for Lopez to go in for the layup.
Chenard Long was short on that shot. Jones quickly up the floor. Morris cuts him off. Finds Lopez. Rawlings fakes the 3 into the lane. Swatted away by Gresham, but a foul on Torquin, his 4th.
Remember how the game started? Where Georgia State was pounding the ball inside to Jared Hill, and then they were using their big guy to try and get the Samford guys working. Now the shoes on the other foot. Great backdoor. Salyers coming from high, off of the screen, inside for the backdoor alley-oop dunk. Then the last play, Rawlings bringing the defense out to him, driving around to the basket, picking up the foul. He'll shoot 2 free throws when he comes back.
Samford with a 45-39 lead on Georgia State. Lefty Driesell with the Panthers around him. Not much has gone right in this second half, except for the Anton Reese 3.
And the left-hander's animated about it. He's letting them know. He's really letting Kevin Morris have an earful. I think he wants Kevin to really take charge of this club.
Well, it's been a sweet tune for Samford. Better beware of the dog. But this Panther team's got some bite as well.
Oh, yes, they do. And we've got a long way to go before we anoint anyone winning this ball game.
Gresham does have 4 personal fouls, though, with 17:50 to play. Rawlings nails the first of the free throws. He has 6. Rawlings, the senior out of Chattanooga, 3rd team all-TAC. Missed the second of 2 free throws. Jared Hill with the rebound. 7-point Samford lead. Kevin Morris with some speed through the lane and lays it home.
Well, quickly, Coach Drizel's words have their effect, their desired effect. Kevin Morris, motivated, comes out. One of the few times tonight he's able to go past Mario Lopez. Lopez has played an excellent game at the point guard position. That looks like we got an illegal screen.
And Salyers.
Samford, yeah, Salyers taking a legal screen. His first. And that's good news for Samford. When your big guy has only picked up 1, and first foul he picks up a 17-28 to go in the game, as much as he's banging around on the inside. That's a big advantage for them.
Georgia State down 5, but with the basketball. Anton Reese. Can't shake Derek Jones. Now draws a double team. Finds Morris. Playing the shot clock. Bernard Long. 15. Crossover once. Crossover twice. Hands off Jared Hill. Goes strong. Block. Offensive rebound. The putback is good. Donnie Davis.
Get Davis into the game earlier in the second half. One of those things, when you have a bad ankle, once you warm it up, you can't stay off it very long. Things tighten up on you again. So they're trying to keep Donnie Davis out there probably as long as they can let him go.
Lopez fakes the 3, gives back to Salyers. He also fakes the 3. But taking it and missing is Will Daniel. Still scoreless. Georgia State scored the last 4. He picked off by Derek Jones, knocked out of bounds by Jones. Georgia State basketball.
And Will Daniel averaged about 11 points a game throughout the season and had 15 in their quarterfinal victory over Campbell. So him not scoring and Samford being in the lead, you know, that's a real positive for them because they're used to getting more production from him on the offensive end.
Well, you figure Salyers well above his average of 21.
Yeah, he's picking up a lot of slack right now, isn't he?
You're second in the conference anyway, though. At 16.9, you are expected to score. It's just a great game for Salyers. Jumper by Anton Reese, and he hits. Man, it's smooth.
Really is, but there's a strength to that move that wasn't overt. Because you see his body. I mean, it's a strong young man, and he got inside. He's comfortable with the bumps. He and Shenard Long, they're comfortable with guys bumping and banging on them. They're still able to get their shot.
Rawlings, 3 rims out. Georgia State can regain the lead. They scored 6 straight points. Kevin Morris. It's Anton Reese, who has been hot, has Reese. Cross court, Shenard Long takes the 3 into the paint. Double team cut off. Dumps to Jared Hill. He's fouled. It will not fall. Donnie Davis. You just were not sure what Long was going to do. He got in the air. He could have shot, but he found Davis.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where I'm not sure he was sure when he got in the air what he was going to do, and he was so happy that Donnie Davis came free. Gave him an outlet. Davis with a nice catch. Gets fouled, gets the ball up on the rim. Misses the shot, but does make the first free throw.
From Lawrenceville, Georgia, and Collins Hill High School is Donnie Davis. Lydell Gunsby comes back in. Derek Jones sits. Donnie Davis, 75% free throw shooter during the season. In and out. We remain tied. But 7 straight points scored by Georgia State, and we have seen that. We have seen each team go on some kind of a run throughout this game. 15 and a half minutes to play, tied at 46. Winner to the finals tomorrow afternoon to play the University of Central Florida. Daniel in the lane, lost the ball. Picked off by Long, and Long then is taken down. May have twisted an ankle.
Quick hands by Shenard Long, and he seems to be in a lot of pain laying on the floor.
Will Daniel will pick up the personal. It is his 3rd. Shenard Long is going to do absolutely anything to keep that ankle.
Look at the hands. They even slap them. Slap them coming down. A lot of times coaches tell you not to do that, but when you've got strong, quick hands such as Shenard Long, you're able to do that and get away with it.
Gets the steal, picks up the foul. We're all even at 46 with 15:22 to play. Semifinal game number 2 of the 2000 Bank of America TAC Championship.
Yeah, he's really struggling, and he really tried to force that last move where Shenard Long came out of it with the steal and then picked up the press frustration foul from him. He needs to play and let it come to him. His teammates are picking up the slack pretty well right now. He needs to hang in there because he still may have a chance to have an effect on this ball game positively.
Shenard Long has stayed in. Morris for three. Missed the shot. He's fouled. He's going to pick up 3 free throws. Mario Lopez with the push. And Morris to the line to give Georgia State the lead.
There you go back to when Lefty Driesell was talking so vehemently to Kevin Morris. He gets his shot up. Mario Lopez going in for the blockout position. Bumps him inadvertently. Now Morris has a chance for 3. Misses the first one.
2 more for Morris, the junior who played at Georgia Tech. Averaged 6 points, 3 assists. For Tech, misses 2 straight free throws.
Yeah, and that was as a freshman came in. They gave him the reins pretty early. He started 23 of 27 games for them before he decided he wanted to transfer out and ended up at Georgia State. Now happy as Lefty Driesell that he just moved across town.
Boy, freshman running the show at Georgia Tech. That doesn't happen too often
Not
for Bobby Cremins, did it?
No, not too happy. You don't get that very often in the ACC.
No. Well, at Tech, it was Marbury and Kenny Anderson. He just, Bobby Cremins trusted his offense to them. Weaver underneath. Reverse layup is good for Chris Weaver.
Again, patience on the offensive end. Georgia State was doing a good job coming out on the perimeter and really harassing the Samford players. They were able to hang with it, ended up finding a cutter, and Weaver with a reverse layup for 2.
Giving Samford the lead once again by a point. Dixon right side. Will back out. It's Shenard Long in some traffic. Gunsby spins. Too strong. Anton Reese is going to pick up a loose ball foul.
And overall, if you're Samford, it's going to sound crazy, right? But hang with me. You don't mind Lydell Gunsby getting the ball in the low block. He has a tough time putting all of his moves together and putting something up softly. Remember he made the 2 free throws?
Yeah.
But you remember what preceded that was he missed 2 layups badly before he was fouled in the first half. Second half, I'm seeing the same thing. He's not super comfortable down there in the post. If you hold your position, he has a tough time making that move.
The other thing you did not see is Gunsby on an option even look to pass.
No, I mean, he got it, you know, and he thought that he had it taken care of there, but you saw how that shot went up. Doesn't have that kind of touch to know exactly where he is with the basket.
Tall team in there now for Georgia State as Jared Hill comes in for Gunsby. Rawlings. Weaver. Salyers. Running right at him was Jared Hill. Daniel fakes the 3 into the paint, slapped away by Shenard Long, but they'll get Long with a foul.
And that one kind of bailed Will Daniel out on that play. Looked like he was headed towards a little bit of trouble, still forcing it just a tad. You know, he's not doing it, you know, too much, but just a little bit. He's trying to get off the block. You know, he's trying to get off that mark right now, because so far he hasn't scored. He wants to get off the schneid a little bit.
He has the basketball. Chris Weaver in front of the bench, goes to the baseline, cut off by Reese. Up top, Salyers gets the loose ball. 20 on the shot clock. Daniel, 3. Got it.
That's what he was looking for. Want to get that one down. That's a big shot for him. Hopefully that'll help him relax a little bit more. Get back into the flow. Let the game continue to come to him.
Samford with a 4-point lead. 13-15 to play. Reese up top. Too strong. Rawlings with the rebound. Rawlings dribbles through traffic. Daniel for 3. Short. Outlet to Shenard Long. But Jared Hill on the left side of the floor goes around Salyers under the basket. Lost the basketball, now picks up a foul.
Excellent move by Shenard Long. He really froze him trying to get to the baseline. See there with Salyers? Looked like he was going to take it back out. Froze him to get to the baseline. Salyers did a good job keeping position. Long gets the ball knocked out of his hands. That's why he's able to go back up with it.
Long on the line. Daniel picks up his 4th personal foul. Long hits the free throw. 11 for Long.
You could not have predicted in pregame that at this stage in the game that Will Daniel would have more personal fouls than he would have points.
You're right.
You know, that's not what you would have expected. He hit that first shot, then he came back, got a little bit greedy on that last 3 in early offense. I mean, very early in their transition. Wasn't anyone underneath the basket. Not sure that was the shot Jimmy Tillett wanted to see on that set.
12 for Long as he hit both the free throws. 2-point Samford lead. Lopez keeps the basketball. Morris stays on him. Poked away by Morris and out of bounds. It'll stay Samford basketball. Lopez has 9 points. He had 16 against Campbell.
He protected the ball so well, only 1 turnover, despite the aggressive defense in the half court by Georgia State.
Sawyers, Rawlings for 3. Got it. Reed Rawlings second 3. He has 9. Samford's lead is 5. Led by as many as 7 in this half.
This doesn't seem fair. Guys who can go inside and then pop outside, hit that 3 with such confidence, makes it very, very hard to do in the defensive end. How are you going to play then?
Nearly turned over. Very Hill picked up the loose ball into the paint. Hill cuts off underneath. Dixie lost the basketball. Excuse me, Donnie Davis lost the basketball.
You can't help but think that ankle has to be hurting him a little bit. I don't think he has the same explosion he normally would have in going after a pass or going up for the basket. It's just difficult. He's giving it all he has. He's not making the same plays that you and I have seen him make earlier this year.
5-point lead for Samford in the basketball. Sawyers fakes the 3. Lopez, he's got a wide open 3. Off the back iron, Chenard Long with the rebound numbers for Georgia State. 3 on 2 balls, 1 on wing. Crossover dribble. Hits Chenard Long, lays it up and in. Chenard Long has 14. He had just 1 in Samford's win over Georgia State back on the 5th of February.
He doesn't score. Georgia State obviously is not as effective. They're used to getting that scoring from him. That was a nice play by Kevin Morris, the point guard, drawing 2 people to him. That's what the offensive foul.
Yeah, Derek Jones with the shoulder. He had the 1 fake. Davis didn't buy it. Right back with the shoulder.
A little bump, a little nudge. And that's the kind of thing that you and I are going to be doing to our sons. You know, when we can't handle them anymore, we're going to get that little extra shoulder in and tell our kids that's not a foul.
Don't use the future tense. Got to use the past tense for me. 54-51. Samford leads Georgia State. 11:26 to play.
Judged by the company you keep. And Lefty's keeping some pretty good company there.
Absolutely. 12 NCAA tournament appearances. He won an NIT with Maryland. That's when it meant something.
That's right. That's back when it was the deal. As we alluded to earlier, his NCAA tournament appearance numbers would be much higher if he played under the system that's in effect now all those years. Remember, his best Maryland team didn't go to the tournament and turned down an NIT bid after he lost that overtime game to North Carolina State.
Who some say is still the best game ever in Atlantic Coast Conference history.
Well, think of this, Andrew. It was the final 103-100.
Yep.
Overtime game, no 3-point shot, and 0 turnovers by either team in that ball game. Now, that's just absolutely incredible.
Samford, 3-point lead. Reed Rawlings is fouled by Jared Hill. Second on Hill. 10 minutes, 42 seconds to play. Winner gets the University of Central Florida tomorrow afternoon. UCF knocked off Mercer 84-79. Well, I apologize. It's Gresham who picked up the personal foul, and that is number 5 on Torquin Gresham, and he is fouled out. Too short a night for the East Point, Georgia native who played in South Florida at Broward Community College. Weaver's shot is too strong. Rebound, Kevin Morris.
They almost snuck one in there, Andrew. It was almost everybody had lost track of where Weaver was, and he snuck out to the corner. They hit him with the shot. The Georgia State player ran at him and altered it a little bit, causing the miss.
Nothing like a 3 to get your attention. Morris. Georgia State down 3. They go inside. Pounded Jared Hill. Turns. The back iron on a chance at 2 free throws.
Really good pass inside. Kevin Moore kept his composure as he was being checked out on the wing. You see him, he's holding there, Excellent bounce pass. Gives the big guy a chance to reach for it, a chance to catch the ball and make his move. Jared Hill, I tell you, if you come into this ball game, if you told me that he would be kind of a go-to guy in this game, I would have told you were crazy. I didn't see this coming at all. No. Nice strategy by Lefty Drizel and his staff. Make the Samford guys work harder on the inside. They were hoping to get more fouls on Sawyers and Rawlings.
Hill is a senior out of Claremont, Florida. South Lakes High School makes 1 of 2 free throws. 9 for Hill. 2-point game. Samford with the basketball in the lead. Almost halfway through the second half of basketball. Rawlings drives baseline. Finds Lopez. Now Weaver. 15 on the shot clock. Go back out. Samford will reset. Lopez directs traffic from the left wing.
I think if you're Samford, you might try to find who Donnie Davis is guarding and see how he holds up with that ankle.
Salyers up top for three. Got it. Mark Salyers, third three. He's got 24 points.
And on that play, Reed Rawlings had Donnie Davis covering him. He drove inside, forced another defender to come down and try and help. Kicked it back out for the three for Salyers.
Back up by 5 is Samford. Driving to the hoop and scoring is Anton Reese. He's got 19.
Trying to exhort his team. Let's go. We need a stop. Need a stop here, guys.
Salyers is 2 away from tying his career high at 26 in a game. Lopez, 12 for Lopez. 6-point lead for Samford.
And this is where that offensive complexity becomes a thing of beauty. There's so many options off of everything they do. Not everything's a called set. There's a framework, and then the kids adapt to what they feel in terms of pressure.
10th three for Samford, hit by Lopez. On the other end, Donnie Davis dumps one home. 5 for Davis. Georgia State within striking distance, down by 4.
So say if you're Samford, you find Reed Rawlings and see if Donnie Davis can hold up chasing him around the court. I think it's a very difficult proposition for him. He's game. He's given it his best shot. I want to see what would happen if Rawlings went at him a few times.
Lopez in the lane, right hand, past Hill, missed it. Rebound by Jared Hill. Gives to Kevin Morris, races into the front court. Morris, left of the lane. Shenard Long, he'll fire the three. Oh, he just wanted the traffic in his face. First three for Shenard Long, 17 for the junior from Decatur.
Remember those guys in the neighborhood games who were so good they didn't want to shoot it unless someone was on them? You just called that with Shenard Long. Let me make sure I'm behind the line. And Reed Rawlings is fine. I can do that too.
Rawlings answers with a three of his own. Jimmy Tillett calls a timeout. Samford, a 30-second timeout. And the Bulldogs with a 4-point lead after the Rawlings three, his third three of the game, and the 11th triple for Samford this evening.
What a great game this is. You see Kevin Morris bringing the ball down court. Gets inside, kicks it out. You're right, Long making sure he's behind the three. I want 3, not 2. Remember Rick Pitino used to take guys out of the game if they were close to the line and didn't get behind it to shoot the 3? And Long letting them know, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
So's Rawlings.
And then back at the other end, Rawlings. Remember I keep coming back to Donnie Davis on that ankle. As I said, he's game, and he's trying hard, but that's a tough proposition for him to chase around Reed Rawlings like that, inside and outside. I think Rawlings is starting to sense that he can take him. He's able to step out, knock down the 3. I tell you what, this is a great, great game to watch. And you know, if they keep up doing this, I'm going to want a suit. You know, I won't want to jump over this table and play a little bit. But then I realize,
who are you going to guard? Who are you going to guard?
I'm not guarding anyone. Because if I jump over the table, I may fall on my face.
Kevin Morris is up top. He gives to Shenard Long. He carried the basketball. That's exactly what he did. May have hot dogged it a little bit too much. Turnover on Georgia State. Panthers down by 4 to the Bulldogs of Samford. Winner advances to the championship tomorrow afternoon against the University of Central Florida.
Reed Rawlings getting inside, breaks it down because now he's got 2 guys on him. Kicks it back out. If 2 guys are on him, it means someone's open. In this case, it was Mark Salyers knocking down the 3 from the perimeter. The old drive, draw, and dish. That's exactly what happened on that play. Kicked it back to the outside. Salyers knocked it down.
You have to love the way you talked about the big men can shoot. Now they can also pass. Anton Reese with a steal. Driving baseline. Cut off. Deflected. Stolen by Chris Weaver.
Good defense by Samford. Almost beating him to the baseline, but forcing him in so deep that he had a tough time trying to get around the corner and make the pass back out.
Samford 4-point lead. Salyers to make it 7. Too strong. And Shenard Long skied for that rebound.
His ankle does not hurt anymore.
No.
There's no doubt about it. He's no way he's coming out of this game.
Morris drives into the lane, and Weaver's going to pick up a foul. Nope, they're going to get Will Daniel for the push, and that's it for Daniel. He knows it. He knows it. Finishes with 3.
What he's hoping for right now, you know, you just feel it out of him. Guys, please, just pick me up. Just get us to tomorrow. I guarantee you I'll play better tomorrow. He's a senior out of Monroe, Louisiana. No way he wants to finish his college career with this game being his last game, especially the way that he played it. No one likes to finish.
No.
But especially the way that he played it, because that is not normal for Will Daniel. He was preseason all-tax selection. So you know he's got game.
He had 15 against Campbell last night.
Yeah, he's just right now, guys, please, if you can just get me to tomorrow, I guarantee you I'll play a much better game so his other teammates can pick him up.
63-61, Samford leads Georgia State with the basketball, under 7 minutes to play. Weaver. Jones. Sawyers up top. Rawlings cuts to the basket. Weaver on the wing. Sawyers picks up the dribble. 10 on the shot clock. Sawyers heads to the basket. Backs downhill with the left hand this time. Missed. Rebound by Davis.
May have missed his shot, but that sure was pretty to see. Remember before, the right-handed hook. This time he goes inside and spins with the left-hander. It wasn't a left-handed hook, but again, being able to use that offhand, that really increases your effectiveness.
Georgia State can tie or take the lead on this possession. Morris for the lead. Got it! Kevin Morris's first three gives Georgia State a 64-63 lead.
Ever since that timeout where we saw Lefty Driesell really gesturing to Kevin Morris, he has really stepped it up. He has played very well since that point.
Rawlings gives Samford the lead as he drives to the hoop. 14 for Rawlings. 9 in this second half.
Has the matchup that they want. Reed Rawlings, Donnie Davis on him. Tough assignment to try and keep up with him.
1 point lead for Samford. Georgia State with the basketball. Anton Reese rises, fires, hits, uses glass.
And he called it, because I heard it from here.
21 for Reese.
Called it. And that's, you know, that's the lost art, being able to use that glass. You don't see many guys doing that. It's not just Samford who has all the fundamentals.
Yep.
Georgia State can play the game, too.
Nearly stolen by Reese. Weaver knocked off balance, runs into Long, stolen. Morris comes up with the loose ball, but it was Reese and Long on the double team. Morris has all 8 points in this half. Can't shake Mario Lopez. Shenard Long just inside the arc, heads towards the baseline. He's cut off, finds Morris. 5 minutes to play. Georgia State leads by a point. Jared Hill in the paint, hits. Jared Hill has 11 points. Georgia State's up by 3.
Jared Hill is really elevated. Andrew came into the game averaging only about 6 points a game. You know? So for him to have 11 at this stage and to be the go-to guy to establish tempo early in the paint. I mean, our stat guy, Sean, has done a great job for us tonight. Talked about some outside, inside. You know, Samford had 19 three-point attempts and have made 8, you know, or somewhere in that neighborhood. Georgia State 22 or more points in the paint. Nice shot by Jared Hill. More points like that in the paint. That's been the tale of the game. Samford on the outside, Georgia State on the inside, with a smattering of each for both of them each way.
And Lefty got it started by going to Hill. The very start of this game, back-to-back opportunities with Hill down low, and he scored.
And it takes a lot of, you got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit, and it takes some semblance of a leap of faith, too, because it's not something you've done really all year. You've been on the perimeter, and you know the old adage about dance with the one that brung you.
Yep.
To be able to make a change in the semifinal game and do a few other things, it takes a lot of guts and a lot of confidence in your players. And Jared Hill has really, really rewarded them.
Rawlings, 3, he's got it. It is his 4th 3 of the game. 17 for Reed Rawlings, 12 in this second half, and we're tied at 68. Under 4.5 minutes to play. Davis shakes the defender and scores. Sawyers hit the ground. Donnie Davis has 7, all in this second half.
That play, it seemed like he was getting a little more confidence in his ankle. It was almost like, you know, I know it's going to hurt, but I know what my pain threshold is now, and he made a strong move.
3 is buried. Lopez hits his 3rd 3. He's got 15, and Samford leads by 1.
I don't know about you, but I'm having a ball. This is great. I mean, back and forth action, both of these teams going at it, and everyone is answering the challenge right now.
Reese up top. Panthers down 2. Reese's shot too strong. Long offensive rebound, lost the basketball. He'll go to the line. They will get Mario Lopez underneath. 38 years of coaching. Lefty's been in this situation countless times.
You are UCF watching this ball game. What are you thinking right now?
You know the good thing is we're in.
Yeah.
You're thinking one, we're in.
That's your one thing. You know what else you're thinking right now? As hard as these two teams are going at each other.
Overtime.
If they could get overtime and go a little harder because of the quick turnaround. UCF it's not a great amount of extra rest. And Kirk Spurlock grinning over there with the prospect of overtime with Georgia State winning by 1 point. That's what he's thinking right now.
UCF is in. Samford and Georgia looking to join the Golden Knights in the championship tomorrow afternoon. Panthers lead the Bulldogs.
The Trans-America Athletic.
Mario Lopez and the Samford Bulldogs down by a point. Look at that. The 2s and 3s identical. 13 each from the floor. Samford with the basketball. 3.5 minutes to play. Down by a point. Rawlings on Davis. He rises. He's fouled. He hits!
Reed Rawlings taking Donnie Davis off the dribble. That's the last 3 possessions now that Reed Rawlings has recognized the matchup, gone to the basket. This time he has a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play, getting the ball in deep. Good ball movement by Samford. Bypassing there on the cut, gets the ball to Rawlings, gets it to the baseline, has a chance to make a 3-point play.
19 points is what he sits on right now, does Rawlings. Excuse me, 17. Misses the misses the free throw. 1 point Samford lead. Georgia State with the basketball, 3:20 to play. Down by a point. Morris to the baseline. Finds Anton Reese. Shenard Long. Either team has players who are shy and cannot take over. That's the beauty of this one. Entry off the rim and no good. The entry to Davis was deflected, hit the back iron. Samford with the basketball, under 3 minutes to play, owning a 1-point lead.
That's a good job of defense by Samford. They actually made Kevin Morris hesitate in his move, and he got caught in between, thinking one thing was going to happen and something else did.
Rawlings to the basket, he uses the glass and hits.
Okay, I know I sound like a broken record, but is it not happening? Time after time down court. Reed Rawlings has the matchup he wants. Got Donnie Davis, that's 4 times, maybe 5 in a row, that he's taken him off the dribble and either converted a basket or gotten the ball to a teammate for a 3.
4 straight points by Samford, all Reed Rawlings.
It's a tough matchup. I've said it time and time again. Donnie Davis playing on a bad ankle, trying to fight over a screen, and Rawlings gets inside on him. The young man knows what to do with the basketball. This guy, remember last year, he was attack player of the year. Preseason choice for attack player of the year this year. Has battled a lot of nagging injuries that people don't know about. Young man battles, he's got asthma. I mean, it's tough enough to go out there and play under those conditions. He's had a bunch of back injuries this year. They haven't spoken about it publicly. The young man just goes out and plays. Hasn't worried about the fact that he's not the attack player of the year this year. All he cares about is going back to the big dance.
Yep.
And he's helping his team along. He's really come up big tonight.
Won the tournament last year. Drew St. John's in Orlando. First round last year after knocking off UCF in the championship game.
And they lost that game, but they got measured revenge in their season opener this year in Albuquerque, New Mexico in the tournament. Shocking the Red Storm out there. Mario Lopez did a great job on Eric Barkley that night, which is a key reason why Samford won that game.
Away from the basketball, Shenard Long got locked up with Derek Jones. And now that's Samford. That's the 10th team foul. Georgia State in a double bonus, so Shenard Long will get 2 free throws. 19 for Long. 20 last night in the win over Florida Atlantic. This is the first free throw. It's his first miss from the line. He's 6 of 7. Makes the second. He's got 20. Samford by 2. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Semifinal game number 2. Salyers dumps it home. Salyers has 26 equaling his career high.
Got great position inside and a good entry pass. Didn't have to, he was able to use his body to shield. Ball came over the top. No chance at all for Jared Hill.
More importantly, Samford's up 4, 2-possession game. 5-second violation on Georgia State causes a turnover.
A closely guarded rule inside of the hash mark. You know, Shenard Long trying to make his move, but the count was still on. Good job of defending by the Samford Bulldogs.
15th turnover on Georgia State. Samford with the basketball.
And this is a huge defensive possession for Georgia State. They need to stop in the worst way as the clock kicks down under a minute and a half.
Rawlings underneath. He's smothered. Saved by Gunsby to Jared Hill. Just what Georgia State needed with 1:20 to play. With the basketball, down by 4. Got the defensive stop. Now the Panthers need points.
It's one thing to accept the challenge offensively, but you have to do it defensively too. And Georgia State did that on the last possession. Tough luck for Kevin Morris right there.
Rolls off the rim. He had the look, had the range. Didn't get the roll. Timeout by Samford. 30-second timeout.
Good timeout by Jimmy Tillett to set his strategy. It's actually an okay timeout for Georgia State because they need to set themselves defensively and realize what they have left with 1:02 on the clock. 27 seconds on the shot clock for Samford, so there's plenty of time. See the pass inside. Salyers had him screened off with his body, and he caught the entry pass, was able to get to the basket and dunk it. Jared Hill had no chance to fight over on that one. But here's where both coaches are setting things up. And you go back to Michigan and North Carolina in the title game. That is the graphic. Timeouts remaining. I'll guarantee you, each coach has an assistant assigned that says how many timeouts are left. First thing whispering to coaches here, remember, coach, we've got 2. Or you remember, coach, we've got 1. Michigan, North Carolina, national title game where Chris Webber wasn't sure. A lot of that goes back to if you talk to people, they weren't quite sure in the huddle.
Now, in fairness to coaches, along with Charles Davis, I'm Andrew Monaco. It's usually the last thing said by a coach. So now it's up to the player to either hear it and understand it.
But the coach, it's the coach's job to make sure it's transmitted. They usually tell you in the beginning, and once again emphasize it as you come out and let you know. Usually they've gone over 2 or 3 situations in this timeout to try and make sure they cover everything.
Under a minute to play. Rawlings finds Lopez. Up top, Salyers. 15 on the shot clock. 50 seconds remain.
And see Donnie Davis is out. Gunsby is now guarding Rawlings, but he can't guard him out on the perimeter either.
That is the 7th foul on Georgia State, so in the bonus goes Samford, sending Rawlings to the line. He has 21 points. Does Rawlings.
If Reed Rawlings were to go into the post against Lydell Gunsby and try and establish position, I'd give Gunsby a pretty good shot at that with his body and his strength. But out on the perimeter, he doesn't have the quickness to stay with Reed Rawlings. That's why he's able to get past him and go to the free throw line.
22 now for Rawlings. That is Will Daniel. He is fouled out of this game.
Remember what we said, guys, just pick me up. Just get me there. And I'm betting that if Samford does win this ball game, that Will Daniels plays a pretty good game tomorrow.
I'm not going to take you up on that because I agree.
That's usually what happens. Get a good bounce back. He's a senior. Wants to go out the right way. I bet he plays well no matter how it turns out.
2nd of 2 for Rawlings. He has 23 points. Samford's up 6. 40 seconds to play. Morris up top. Can't shake Lopez. Crossover. Finds Wootson, who just checked in. DJ fires a 3 off the bench and he hits. First points of the game for DJ Wootson when Georgia State needed a 3. That's exactly what they got from the junior from Wilmington, Delaware.
I was just getting ready to say, in this situation, if you're Samford, you really guard the perimeter. You know, you're okay with giving up the 2 there, but you don't want to give up the 3. And Wootson comes off the bench, a super scorer in junior college. Young man could really light it up. As you mentioned, Andrew just comes off the bench and knocks it down.
Wow.
Everyone has answered the challenge today. No one has backed down in this ball game. Look at the three-pointers. Samford had 50% from three-point range. 13 of 26 is an integral part of their offense. Sometimes when you see that many three-point shots taken, it's because the team's been behind and they've had to put up a lot of shots. That's normal offense for Samford.
If time permits, we will have post-game reaction and interviews. Press conferences live. We heard from Kirk Spearaw and the University of Central Florida after the win in the first semifinal tonight. Who's going to talk about a win here in the second semifinal? Lopez has to find somebody, finds Salyers. Hill leans on him, and finally just too much. And Sayers will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Very intelligent play by Mario Lopez on the baseline. After a made basket, the inbounder's allowed to move up and down the baseline. And he was able to do that, relieve a little bit of pressure with the defender in his face. He's able to get away, get the ball inbounds.
Sayers,
sorry, Andrew.
Sayers with a chance to get his season-end career high right here, but more importantly, make it a 2-possession game. It's the first, earns the second. 27 for Sayers. It's a career high.
And if he makes this one, you know Samford falls back into their defense and guards the three-point line very aggressively. You don't want to let them inside. If you do let them inside, let them have the basket, but don't turn into a three-point play.
Here
now
we
there's
go.
still plenty of time. Georgia State can get a 2. Get a timeout or a foul. Still plenty of time.
Shot clock turned off. Reese fires left side and hits. It's a 2-point shot, I believe, for Reese. It is 2 for Reese. Reese nails the bucket. 23 for Anton.
And Georgia State's over there protesting. They think it was a 3, but the official was right on the spot. Watch Anton Reese going to the corner to shoot it. Look at his foot on the line. Excellent call by the officiating crew. They were on the spot. That was a big league shot by Anton Reese, though. I mean, you see, remember I talked before how comfortable he and Shenard Long are with getting bumps? He used the bump to back off and get himself a little bit of space for the shot. Watch, Andrew, as he bumps off of Jones, number 21. See him get his shoulder down a little bit. As he bounces back, he got a little bit of bump, which created the space he needed. Foot is on the line, the right foot on the line. And he knocks down the 3 anyway. A 2-point ball game with 20.3 seconds to go.
Either way, Georgia State needed points. 2-possession game.
That's
Whether
exactly.
he hits a 3, I know it's still very key, still down by 2, but they needed points.
They needed it anyway. Now they need to stop or the foul and hope that Chris Samford misses.
Lopez pushed by Woodson on the inbound. And did not even lose a second on the clock. 0.8 of a second. Sending Lopez to the line. He's a 71% free throw shooter during the season.
He's he's the kind of guy that gets overlooked in the all-conference balloting because his numbers just aren't that they don't just leap out at you. But I tell you what, without him, Samford doesn't play the way they play.
I get the feeling that if it's the writers and broadcasters, they don't put him in. Coaches put him in automatically.
He's going to make the all-coaches team every time.
Lopez misses, but deep to Derek Jones. Rawlings is fouled by Anton Reese. Georgia State got what it needed. The miss by Lopez, but it was not deep, and Reese was forced to foul.
Now, earlier, our stat man, Sean, handed us a nice little note that said, at one point during this ballgame, there were no second chance points for either team. This was a killer for Georgia State.
Yep.
That was a rebound they had to have, and here's an opportunity now for second chance points off of free throws.
Rawlings, 4 for 6 from the line, 24 points for Reed.
Here's where you guard the three-point line. It's a three-point game now. No foul. Last thing you want to do is foul. But you guard the three-point line.
Rawlings makes both.
You'll give them the 2. You don't want to give them the 3.
10 seconds left. Morris in the lane, dishes off, laid up, no good. Hill tips it back with 7.2 to play.
Made the basket so he can move on the baseline if he wants to, but he knows he's got a timeout. Call timeout, they'll diagram getting the ball inbounds.
30-second timeout for Samford. The biggest key right here, and I know it sounds funny, gotta get the ball in.
It seems so basic, but now this strategy comes into play for Lefty Drizel. Do you guard the inbounds guy? Do you guard the person taking the ball inbounds, knowing that he can run the baseline and possibly lose your defender? Because sometimes what they do is they run the baseline out of bounds and use someone else to screen that person, creating an opening or picking up a foul. So you do that. Or do you take that person out and use him as a spy, as a fifth person, to try and pick up the slack somewhere? It's been done both ways, and it's had success both ways. It's a matter of preference for the coaches. See
what they do. Either way, Rawlings will trigger the inbound. Remember last time they gave it to Lopez. Rawlings told he can run the baseline.
And this is good. You have a tall man taking the ball out of bounds. Shouldn't have much trouble seeing. Sometimes you take a smaller guy. No one guarding him either. They ought to be able to get the ball inbounds.
Chris Weaver is fouled immediately by Kevin Morris.
Georgia State foul number 13, Kevin Morris, his second.
Weaver goes to the line for the season, 90% free throw shooting. Last year in the TAC finals, he came off the bench and had 20 points, made the all-tournament team. Big-time shooter. Big-time scorer in high school, but this is a big situation now. 6.6 on the clock.
28 of 31 from the free throw line. Missed it. Georgia State
Did it again.
still has a chance. With 6.6 to play. Now the second of 2 free throws, very big for Weaver. He got that one.
Georgia State can still tie the game with a 3.
5 seconds to play. Woodson, his 1-3 already to tie. Short. Samford goes to the championship game for the second year in a row. An 83-80 win over Georgia State. Jimmy Tillett. What a job by the Samford head coach. And the number 3 seed moves on to the championship game tomorrow afternoon against the University of Central Florida. The same matchup from a year ago. Samford is back in the title game, taking on the University of Central Florida. Samford, an 83-80 win over Georgia State. Tomorrow afternoon, the Bulldogs will take on the University of Central Florida.
Imagine a technology so advanced you'll hit longer.
For Samford over Georgia State, back in the title game are the Bulldogs, entertaining game number 2 of the semifinals. 83-80 winners are the Samford Bulldogs. A pleasure to be joined by Reed Rawlings, Mark Salyers. Always a pleasure to be joined by Charles Davis in the back there. We're going to start with Reed, who had 25 points. Just feeling it. Donnie Davis had a little bit of a bad ankle. Seems like you really took advantage of him. But this game, every time that each team was able to answer, but you and Mark really able to answer when Samford needed someone to score.
That's right. I mean, first of all, like it's on my shoes, I want to say praise God. You know, I'd have said the same thing if we lost. Just for giving us both the talent to play with, and like you said, that was a tough game. They didn't go away. I was biting my nails off while we were on the line. That was every time we answered, they would answer. And I'm just glad we came out 3 on top.
Let me ask you guys, you didn't expect them to go away though, did you?
Do what?
You didn't expect them to go to one.
Every time we played them, ever since I've been at Samford, they're the team that's given us trouble. They're the best. I think they're the most athletic, talented team in the TAC. I'm just, just thankful that we ended up on top.
Absolutely. Mark, big off the start, just hitting your shots. When did you know you were feeling it and just the shots were going to be falling?
Well, I mean, I played so bad yesterday. I just wanted to come out here, and have a sort of a come-out game. I mean, I just wanted to shoot the ball with confidence, and that's what I did. I'm just glad we have a player like Reed on the team that can step up at the end, because that was a rough one.
You used to that? Are you used to stepping up like that? Is that now second nature? You talk about responding. That's something that you've got to learn to do, and you've got to succeed in doing that too, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just glad that they, hopefully I'm someone that they can look to. And the great thing on this team is I got 5 other guys that I can look to too. Juniors, seniors, even sophomores, that I can look up to also. And that's, I think that's why we've been successful. It's no one guy.
Charles Davis, that's something we talked about. This is a Samford team where it's not just 1 or 2 guys that carry. I know we're talking to 2, but it really is a total team effort.
It sure is. And when you talk with Jimmy Tillett, and I talked with him yesterday, your coach. He talked about the difference this year from last year, from going from being the hunter to the hunted and getting everyone's best effort every night. Some people may have counted you out coming into this tournament. Did you sense that at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, everybody, I think, we really didn't show up to play during the TAC season. That's why we lost like 5 or 6 games. I mean, we really were just pointing at the tournament the whole year. We weren't concentrating on game by game. But now that we're here, we're just going to try to come out, and win the rest.
Well, watching the 2 of you play, I'm struck by a couple of things. Number 1, your versatility. Inside, outside, handle the ball, as well as many guards. You're very unselfish. You know how your team works and your framework. But I think there's one thing that gets overlooked with your Samford team. That's your toughness.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, we're not the 2, we've never been the biggest team. I'm just glad we, able to put on a little weight this year. We always got knocked around by everybody we played against. And yeah, just our toughness comes from in here, you know, and that's where we got it from tonight, definitely.
Defending champions, you've had to take everybody's shot in the conference. Whenever Samford came to town, you know you kind of had the targets on your back. Does that prepare you for tournament time and a case like this?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's how people play in the tournament. We got that every game of the season. You know, other games that, you know, people really didn't show up for, really didn't get that. You know, those teams didn't get that experience like we did. And we played a pretty big pre-conference schedule with St. John's and Alabama. So, you know, it really prepared us for this time.
Well, here we go again. University of Central Florida in a title game, same one as a year ago. You guys had your way with the Golden Knights last year. Kind of an aberration if you talk to UCF. They're going to have a little revenge on their minds.
That's right. They've been playing great recently. Just seen these last 2 games. You know, last time we played them, they beat us. They're playing great right now. It's going to be a tough game and a real physical game. And I'm looking forward to playing a good team.
Any benefit to them having won earlier, or doesn't it matter, just down to 1 game?
I mean, if you need an extra hour by now, if you're not hyped up for this, I mean, you know, we just got plenty of energy, and even if we don't, I mean, just our, you know, hype and just being art, we just got enough heart that we're going to come out hard.
Congratulations and good luck tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you.
Mark
Great job,
Sayers
guys.
with 27, Reed Rawlings had 25, and Samford advances to the championship with an 83-80 win over Georgia State. Samford will meet the University of Central Florida tomorrow.